Hello, my name is Janine, and we basically met in a Uber ride. And I overheard her talking to her mother, and we were talking about grief. And she shared with me the loss of her daughter, and I shared with her the loss of my husband. And we connected, and she told me she had a podcast, and I told her I would like to come on and share my story with everyone because I realized when you're grieving, if you don't have that support, not everybody has that support that I had. So if I can reach one person today, it would be amazing.
Okay. And why don't you tell me a little bit about your husband?
Okay. He was a wonderful man. He was a good provider. We were friends. We were married for 14 years. And 2 weeks before he passed away, I had this feeling like I wasn't going to see him anymore. It's hard to explain until you're in that situation. So I was sick for the whole entire week, and we spent the whole 2 weeks together. And it was in September. It was the day before Labor Day.
Okay.
Um, ooh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Take your
Um,
time.
and the month of September was my birthday and my anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And for some strange reason, he said to me, we normally go away, but for this particular month, he was like, I think we should stay home.
Okay.
So he left out, and my only regret is I would normally tell him not to drive Uber, but that particular night I didn't say it to him. And I always beat myself up and say, what if I would have said, don't go? What would the outcome have been? So, and it's hard because me and him are like one. Everywhere I would go, people would ask me, where's my husband? So
No.
I didn't have that chance to heal because it was a constant reminder. Going to the Chinese restaurant, going to your local gas station, everybody would be like, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Because we were joint at the hip. And to go through the process of having someone 24/7 and not having someone is a very difficult process to go through.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
So your husband, his name, please.
His name was Reggie.
Okay, Reggie.
Yes,
He passed away driving Uber. Can
yes.
you tell me like how that morning went?
um,
How that day? I mean, yeah. How did that morning go?
it was. I couldn't sleep, so I took something to calm my nerves, and all I remember is my son telling me, "Mom, we have to go to the hospital," and he told me that he had a heart attack.
How did you find out?
Um, the hospital was trying to contact me,
Okay.
so they couldn't get in contact with me. And normally I have a routine. The routine is he would drive Uber. I He leaves about 11 o'clock at night, so I would charge my phone.
Okay. So this happened
So
at
yes,
night.
this happened at night.
Okay.
So he
Okay.
had just left maybe like in 2 3 hours, and then what I would do is unplug my phone about 2 o'clock, and I'll put it in my bed just in case something happened.
Okay.
That's our routine. So my son came in the room and he told me that they were trying to get in contact with me and that we needed to go to the hospital. So when I was on my way to the hospital, um, I remember not wanting to go, this feeling of I knew he was gone.
Mm.
And they called me and they kept asking me how far I was from the hospital. And I was like, why are you asking me these questions? And we got to the hospital, and I still remember the hospital, Spring Valley Hospital.
Okay.
And I remember the cul-de-sac. I remember the weather, the wind. It was like this cloud of darkness.
Okay.
And I'm pulling up, and they told me he I guess he went to the bathroom, and he got back in his vehicle, and he was slumped over.
Okay. So he did not have
He didn't
passengers
have a
in the car.
passenger in the car at the time.
Okay.
So And it's ironic because we used to always joke. We used to always joke about it. I was like, you know what? You're gonna die doing Uber. Like that's what you're gonna do, because he loved doing it. He didn't have to do it,
Okay.
but he was just like a people person. My husband would
Yeah.
just go up to people at random and just have a conversation with them.
Right, right.
And so that kept him alive. So for him to die that way, and we discussed that,
Yeah.
it was just like,
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
That probably was a lot.
it was a lot. It was a lot. So I'm like right now in the process of just trying to put the pieces back in my life.
Okay.
And I remember I said I wanted to do Uber just to be close to him.
Oh.
So I started to do that.
So after he passed away, and now you're doing Uber.
Now I'm doing Uber.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. So for me, it's a sense of peace.
Okay.
As I'm driving, I can feel his energy,
Okay.
and it makes me feel wonderful.
Okay.
But the ironic thing was, the first day that I drove Uber, my first passenger I had to take to the Rio casino, and that's where he passed away at.
So the first Uber
The
drive that
first
you ever
Uber
did
ride.
was to the Rio Casino,
Yes.
where he had been found slumped over in his car.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Now, mind you, I've been avoiding the Rio Casino and Spring Valley Hospital. Then that same night, now I drove on Valentine's Day because I was feeling very depressed.
Right.
So the next, maybe the fourth or fifth passenger, I had to take that person to Spring Valley Hospital.
Wow.
And all I kept saying to myself, God, like you, it's too much. It's too much in one day. It's Valentine's Day, and I have to deal with the fact that I'm going to these places. That's a constant reminder
Absolutely.
of him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I know even with my daughter, Monique, passing away, going to certain restaurants, even going, because we live in different areas in Henderson, but even certain Smiths or Albertsons that she shopped at, just me seeing the Smiths or passing it and just thinking about me and her going in there and what we grabbed, or remembering events where we went, in there for New Year's Eve to get champagne, and you'd be
Right.
surprised
Yes.
how important the little details are once someone has
Yes.
left this world. How, I mean, you know what you bought, almost to which aisle you were in.
right.
Details, you pay attention to all the details.
Yes, you do.
From when they were alive, the things
Yes.
that you did not pay attention to, once they passed away, man, I mean, like I said, you'll remember the aisle you were in with your daughter getting
Yes.
wine, So yes, I can relate for sure to trying to avoid certain places, or certain places carrying memories, fond memories that do make you happy.
Yes.
Do you have any of those places?
Circle K.
Okay.
We would stop there every day before I would go to work, and it's crazy. Don't judge. We would get some water, and we would get a couple oodles and noodles
Okay.
and a Slim Jim,
Okay.
and we would share it, and he would drive his Uber.
Okay.
So I don't even remember the last time I had a Slim Jim or a cup of noodles, but because it's like a trigger. And then I remember like avoiding Circle K, and I said, you know what? Because it was one lady, because when you go to these places, you start building relationships with the people that work there.
Right.
So, and like I said, my husband's a talker. I'm not really a talker like he is. Like,
Okay.
I'll engage, I'll say hello and stuff but he goes above and beyond.
Okay.
So I avoided those places because I didn't want to hear, "Where's your husband?" Because it's like, I felt like it was a heel that could, like, I had a scar and it was a Band-Aid on it, and I'm trying to allow that scar
heal.
to heal, but every time somebody says his name, the Band-Aid gets ripped and the pain comes with it.
Yeah.
So I avoided those places. And then one day I was like, you know what? I can't keep doing this. So before the lady even could say anything, I just pulled her to the side. I said, look, my husband passed away. Before she even started to get in a conversation with me and say, where's your husband? You know, so it was like I intervened her. And it was like, so she was like, I'm so sorry. He was such a good person. You know, he really was. He was an amazing man. He always encouraged me. He encouraged me to go back to school.
Okay.
And, you know, most men are intimidated when we try to better ourselves. He was never like that.
Okay.
He helped take care of my son, which was not his son.
Okay.
You know, so it's hard. It's hard, like, when you have somebody that's that amazing like that, seeing the dating pool right now, it's like, I'd rather be by myself.
Right. Yeah.
Than to just settle, you know, so.
Absolutely. And he passed away, I believe it's 2 years ago,
Yes,
correct?
it's 2 years. It's coming up on 3 in September.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I think, I don't know how you feel about this, but I'm so sick and tired of people saying, oh, it's you're not over it. It's been 2 years. It's been 3 years. You know, like, you should be at a further place than where you are. There's no time limit on grief, and people don't realize that. I mean, some days I'm good. I don't know about you. And some days I'm like back to that same Janine as if it just happened yesterday.
Absolutely.
I feel like I feel like I'm being mental sometimes. I'm like, my mood swings is all over the place.
No, I just, I absolutely, you know, I absolutely can relate. I just did a podcast last week, and I was just telling, you know, the young lady that some days, I mean, it's been just a year in March that my daughter passed away. I'm still crying every day, multiple little times a day. And just like I had said in that podcast, I said there are days where I'd be like, I need to go to a mental hospital.
Yeah.
I really should be getting some type, and I am in therapy, but I'm like, I really need to go sit down in a mental hospital and get some, I need to just check out.
Yes.
So those emotions and those feelings are absolutely real, and they come and they go. And as far as people, there is no time frame for grieving, and I'm so glad that you came here, because it take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time. Don't allow people to rush you through your grieving process. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, that's a big loss. That's your husband.
Yes.
You know, my daughter, I lost my daughter. That's my child. Somebody I carried in my womb. I'm going to be grieving her until I join her.
Yes.
Okay. How I go through that grief and how I take that grief, and what I make out of it is one thing, but I'm always going to be going through that, you know, and I don't necessarily, and that's why I say from grief to grace, because it really is, it's a process, you know, to get to the grace part. Right now, I'm in the grieving stage for sure, and I'm going to take my time, and you should take your time, and don't rush yourself. Don't allow people to rush you, rush you through that. I know you said you guys were married for 14 years, and I believe you guys were, you know, together longer than that.
Yes, 17.
17 years.
Yes.
That's 17 years of knowing someone.
Yes.
That's not something you get over in 2 years, 3 years.
Yes.
And again, when I lost my, you know, I've lost my daughter, and I lost my sister. Well, I lost my sister before I lost my daughter, and it literally took me about, I believe, 7 to 8 years before I stopped crying.
Right.
I think I had a mental breakdown when she first passed away. Literally had a mental breakdown, and then one of her death anniversaries, I had moved from San Diego to Las Vegas. Her death anniversary had came up probably 3-4 years later, 4 or 5 years later, and I broke down. I literally
Yes.
just was in my house, closed off to everybody, crying,
I know I
weeping,
had those days. I know exactly what you're talking
weeping
about.
like it had just happened.
Yes, not
All
wanting
over
to answer
again.
the phone or anything, not talking to anyone. Yes, I know exactly what you're
Yeah,
saying.
and that was 4 or 5 years later
Yeah.
after.
Yes.
So, certain, that's why I say, I've been through a loss, a major loss, and there is no time frame on grief. You're going to go through it, you're going to process it. I've gotten better with my sister's passing. Now it's almost 8 years, but that breakdown that I had just lets me know at any moment anything can trigger it.
Yes. Sometimes even a smell,
Anything.
or a song. Like I could be in my car, because what my husband used to do, and I mean, that was amazing. Like for Valentine's Day, he used to send me a song.
Okay.
So I could be going on my way to work, and then I'll be going through something, and then I'll hear a song,
Ugh.
or I'll like a certain smell. It's like I feel like he's with me, and it'll just trigger something, you know. So yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
So
You have to kind of just take your time, Janine. You are
yeah,
in no rush.
yeah,
And you'll get to where you got to get to on the other side of this when the time is right.
yeah,
17 years with somebody,
yeah,
baby, I'm not rushing anything.
yeah.
God, keep your hands on me and,
Yes,
keep my mind, keep me sane minded. But I'm going to go through to get through and be
yes.
patient with yourself.
Yeah, it's been very that year was very difficult for me. I left out some parts too. I had lost my best friend in October, and then I lost my uncle in March, and then I lost my husband in September. So they say it comes in threes. So, and I just remember having a dream before he passed away, and it was me and my uncle. We were sitting at a table, and he was consoling me. He kept saying, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry," and I thought the dream was target towards building a better relationship between him and my uncle.
Okay.
I had no idea it was meant for me,
Your uncle was actually consoling you because your
to letting me
husband
know my husband was
was
going to
about to
pass away.
pass.
Yes. And I
Yeah.
remember sharing that dream with my husband, and he was like, "Oh, okay." He said, "Well, maybe," he said, "you should let your uncle know that you had that dream, and, maybe he can have peace within himself."
Mm-hmm.
Never thought it was going to be him. Never in a million years that I thought it was going to be for me.
So was he sick? Was he
No, he was
He
not.
was just
He was healthy. Um, he always went to the doctors, and no issues. He never missed any appointments or anything like that. I mean, he was always on top of it
okay.
because he was from the military. So
Okay.
military, they on top of everything.
Right.
So I really, how we always say our ancestors say that we know. I think he knew, because the night before he left, he gave my son a hug, and he told him he loved him, and he was proud of him. And my son didn't tell me that till years later, because he didn't think that I could be able to deal with that. So I really think that people know when their time is up. And I really didn't go through that. Why, God, why did you take him? Because I thank him for the time that we had together. I thank God for giving me that man in my life, because most people haven't experienced what true love really is, and I have. So if I don't love again, at least I can say I had it.
I know that's
You
right.
know, so I'm good with that. Okay,
Right.
I'm really good. So
Right.
I just appreciate the time that we did spend together, because I know I'm a planner, and I always I don't like to put stuff set stuff aside for tomorrow. And I will always say to him, look, let's do this, let's do this, let's do that. And he'd be like, we got time. And I always felt like we didn't have time.
Mm.
So I'm glad we did do a lot
You
of
did a
things
lot.
together versus
Absolutely.
trying to save money. And, you know, we'll always say, oh, I don't have the money to do it. So my advice to anybody that's listening, do not let fun stop you from spending time with your loved one, because we are not promised tomorrow.
Absolutely.
You can go to the beach and get a towel and sit down and watch the sunrise. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. You know, just we used to do staycations on a strip. You know, inexpensive. Expedia.com is your best friend. You know, so don't allow funds to stop you from spending quality time with your loved one. That would be my advice to anyone that's listening.
And let's get into family. How have they supported you, and have you had family members that you thought should have been there during this grieving process? Because it's still fresh, 2 years. You know, it's going to be 2 years coming up.
It's going to be 3 years.
Oh, it's going to be 3 years coming up.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's talk about that a little bit as far as family, and just did you have a support system? And was there anyone in particular, was there family members that?
Okay. To be honest with you, all my life I have to be the strong one. Everybody leans on me.
Okay.
And when my husband was alive, I felt the sense of I can lean on someone else. So when he passed away, I didn't have time to lean on my family, because it was like, okay, now what am I going to do now? Bills have to get paid. So I have to put my big girl panties on. I can't sit around and let my family know how I'm really feeling, because they don't understand. You know. So, and for my son, I had to put on this strong face, because I know he was hurting too.
Okay.
So, and then me taking care of my mom, you know, so that's a double whammy for me. But I must say, I have been blessed to have met people that was on my job, that she had lost her husband, and me and her connected, and we became friends, but she moved away. So it's like, I have other people too that have lost their parents, so we, you know, talk about that, and they help. Yeah, we bond together and stuff like that. But as far as for me, I feel like sometimes family don't really understand what you're going through. You know, I could be wrong. I think they feel like, okay, well, Janine, it's time for you to move on, kind of. You know what I mean? Like, you're young, you need to get out there, you know, but I don't want to do that. You know, I'm not there.
And when you say they don't understand, they want you to start like dating,
living my life,
living your life.
Yeah, like they don't understand why I'm still in this grieving process. Why am I still angry? Why am I still counting the days when September comes? You know, and people will say, "Well, won't you take that grief and think about something positive?" It's so easy to say something, but when you're in it, it's very difficult.
It is.
It's so difficult.
It is.
You know, and I'm just getting tired of people telling me how I should feel or how I should respond to my grief.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure that can be and is irritating. You know, family. You know, did they have a relationship with him?
Oh yeah, they did.
Okay.
They did. And my mom, like, she'll say to me, like, she misses, like, engaging in a conversation with him, you know, and stuff like that. But I think they can't understand where I'm at, because when my mom lost her mom, she was older.
Okay.
No one in my family except for my uncle, but he OD'd, and we knew that was going to happen because he was an addict.
Okay.
So you kind of, you know, prepare yourself for things like that.
Right.
But when somebody passes away unexpectedly, it's totally different.
Yeah.
And they haven't experienced that, and neither have I.
Right.
So I think it's hard. And being Black, we don't believe in therapy and stuff like that. We believe in suck it up, get out there, put your big girl panties. That's not always true. We need healing. We go through things. Just because
Absolutely.
you can't get out of something doesn't make you a weak person.
You're right.
It makes you a human being.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. I know people, and this word alone would trigger me. On social media, people would text me, and people would give their condolences, and people would inbox me, and they would be like, "Wakila, you're strong. You're so strong."
that word.
And
That strong word.
that would, I don't want to be strong.
Right.
And honestly, I'm not as strong as you think.
Right.
And honestly, I'm really weak right now.
Me too.
And I don't want to start crying and tearing up, but I'm okay with being weak right now.
Yeah.
Let me be weak. Stop putting me and telling me to be strong, and I got this.
Yeah.
And I'll get through it.
Yeah.
Because I don't necessarily have it like you think I do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm okay with that.
Right.
And sometimes, like you said, people, like you said, sometimes family and friends, they don't know what to say. Sometimes, they can be encouraging, and then sometimes they, it's best for them not to say anything, because we're really sensitive.
Right.
Right now.
Right.
Right? You just lost your husband. I lost my daughter. And we're sensitive people. We're still mourning. We're still grieving. So, be careful with your words. Be gentle. People have to learn to be really gentle. And that word strong is just not a word. Be strong. You're strong. Be strong. No, I'm not. I'm actually really weak right now, and I'm okay with it, and that's the truth.
Yes.
And coming from a person who is, looked at as being a really strong individual with a strong personality, and has been able to carry many weights on my shoulders, go through trials and tribulations and come out on the other side. I could, understand why people would, but, I don't think that word is the word that I'm looking for right now.
Right.
And, I'm praying for you.
Yeah. And what's ironic? When I met you, I remember it as if it was yesterday. That particular day, I was not going to drive because I was feeling very depressed. And I believe in God. I believe God put people in your life at the time when you needed the most. So I got in my car, and I remember picking you up with your beautiful granddaughter. And I remember the yellow, and I remember the ray of sunshine coming from your eyes.
Oh, thank you.
And and I'm not a person that open up. I'm about energy, and I felt your energy. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because you said something about strong. I felt like you was going through something, like you could relate to what I'm going through.
Yeah.
So I shared with you.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did, because you have reached out to me with a holiday Easter coming up, and I thank you for that.
You're
you text
welcome.
me, you was like, are you okay? It's okay, and it's just, it wasn't like, I'm sorry for your loss. I know you're going through it. Be strong. It was just, are you okay?
Yes.
And people don't realize that just that word, you don't have to say nothing else. Are you okay? That goes a long way.
It does. Yeah. Yes.
So I really appreciate you, because
Oh, you're welcome.
I was like, God, I need this. I was like, I need to vent. I need to get this off my chest. I feel like I need to express to people, like, it's okay to not be okay. Like
It's
you
okay
said,
to not
it's
be
okay.
okay. It's okay.
It's
Yes.
okay. You don't have to be strong all the time.
No.
We don't. And like you said, if you want to be weak, it's okay.
Yes, it
You know?
is. It is. And it's normal during the grieving process, just like crying. It's
Yes.
normal. The depressing state, that it's normal. I know what I had I mean, as soon as, when my daughter did pass away, I had even a time frame where I didn't take out the trash in my closet. I had my laundry. Like, there are so many things you go through. People have to
Yes.
understand
Yes.
what that looks like.
Yes.
Mail all over the place. House was
Yes.
a wreck, a
Yes.
total wreck. And people try and, sometimes shelter that part of it, of the grieving process. But no, I felt and have felt and still feeling every emotion possible.
Right.
From the depression, from the not picking up your phone calls or picking up people's phone calls, losing weight, not eating, not being able to
Yeah.
sleep at night.
I'm still in that right now. Do you know I still pick up the phone and I text my husband as if he's here? I still do that to this day. And it's a healing process for me.
And it is. I know, like,
I don't know how the other person on that other line might feel about me texting him. I hope the person's not married. I'm sorry if you are. But it's just a healing process, okay? So, but
Right.
anything that's going to help me feel like he's still here.
Right. I would, I know when my sister passed, I would get on her Instagram and inbox her and talk to her in her inbox.
Wow.
Yeah, I would inbox my sister and talk to her in her inbox. Every now and then, I'll still get on her Facebook page and just talk to her and be like, Kim, I did this and I did that. And just, yeah, so you do. You
do.
still be
Yeah.
trying to
You still-
connect
yes.
any way that you can, So
Yes.
I did do that for a while. I would
Yes.
inbox
Yes.
my sister and just talk to her and vent to her in her
Yes.
inbox.
Yes. Well, at least you do the inbox. I'm doing somebody's actual cell
Somebody's
phone.
phone.
So,
Right.
again, forgive me.
Right. Yeah, no, that's the thing about everyone's story is different.
Different,
And
yes.
the way that people grieve is unique to them. I think we all have our own little thing that we're still holding on to and that we still do. And some of us may do it for the rest of our lives. I'm not
Yes.
really, really sure, what, as far as my daughter, I know her date of birth is May 11th. She's actually my Mother's Day baby. And that is going to be coming up. And it would have been her 30th birthday. So I am just, I'm trying to make it. I have a trip booked to go to Hawaii.
Ooh, very nice.
For Mother's Day and her birthday. Well, my daughter had got me a ticket to go to Hawaii before, and I never went.
Okay, so
And
you must
instead
go.
of, and it's, instead of going, I kind of kept the credit, and I've always wanted to go, and I know Amanique is like, Mom, you need a break. You need a break. You need to go somewhere and just relax. I want to be positive, and I want to be in a good mood. It's going to be Mother's Day and her birthday, and that's the next holiday that is coming up, and it's like when the holidays come,
It's
the
horrible.
birthdays and the Christmases and the
Yes.
it's like
Valentine's Day, all of these, it's just, it
and
hits
you
you.
go, yeah. And I'm still at a point where I'm celebrating. I know when she passed away when she was 28, and when she turned 29, I celebrated the birthday. I did. I mean,
Okay.
we went to Capitol Grill. We went to a restaurant. I got 2 cakes.
Okay.
Put her pictures on the cakes,
Nothing
and I
wrong with
still
that.
celebrated it. And I overheard, I think it's Sabrina Fulton, Trayvon Martin's mom.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I heard her on a podcast, and she was talking, and she was just saying how she doesn't, talk or celebrate the death anniversary of her son, but she's his birthday, she does acknowledge it, but she didn't want people to think that she was weird or thought that it was weird that if she got a cake for him. But
Right.
still to this day, she really does. She wants to get a cake for her son,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
his, and I could totally see that.
Yes.
He passed away when he was so young, and just really wanting, to get a cake and, those milestones, even though he's not here, you still remember that
Yes,
he's
you
28, that he's 29, that
Yes, you
he's
still
30 or
do.
she's 30,
Still do.
and I was just thinking about that. I was like, well, you know what? A baby, I'm going to give my baby a cake. So
Yes.
I'm going to cake her out. It's her 30th birthday. Her, what do they call it? Dirty 30, or however they call it. You know, even though her life was cut short, I am going to remember it. I am going to celebrate it. And I really hope that I'm going to do okay.
And if
on
you
that day.
don't, it's okay. It's okay. And it's funny that you said Hawaii because that's the place we used to go to on our anniversary a lot. So what I did was I cremated my husband,
Okay.
and he wanted some of his ashes to go in a missile in the military. So the captain met me in Hawaii. So
Oh,
I gave
wow.
him half, and they shot his ashes in up in a missile. And they gave me a map where it's located. They gave me the shell guns and everything else like that.
Oh,
And the
wow.
remaining ashes, I rented a yacht, and I spread all his ashes as we went around the different islands in Hawaii.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Because he was in the service and he was in the Navy. He loved water. So I
Yes.
wanted to honor him that way. He always talked about that.
Wow.
So when I go to Hawaii, I feel like it's a part of him. So
Wow.
you claim that place and you make it a safe place for you and your daughter, a wonderful place.
Right.
You create your own memories.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to be okay, it's okay that you're not okay.
Yeah.
You know, we can't dictate what headspace we're going to be in that day. Who knows? You might be in a good headspace.
Right.
And if you're not, don't beat yourself up.
Right.
You
right.
know,
Yeah.
it's okay. And I'm learning that it's okay to not be okay.
It is. It is. It's going to have to be,
Yes.
because you can wake up today and and feel like I got this.
Yes.
I got it.
And then you
I
get in
got-
the car, you like, ugh, I don't have it.
I don't. No, I don't have it.
Yep. I don't.
No, I don't have it. And the funny thing is, my daughter, I am an emotional person. I'm an emotional being. I just am. I think with my heart, right? I'm not, I'm not a girl that really thinks with her head. I do think with my heart. And my daughter, her skin is a little bit thicker and tougher. And she, Mom, the fact that I'm crying all over the place, I could just hear her saying, Mom, please stop
Stop it.
crying. Like, Mom, get yourself together. Like, stop crying.
Stop it.
Like, you're being a crybaby. You're
Yep,
crying.
stop
You're
it.
crying. You're crying
Stop
all over
it.
the place. Baby, I'm Monique. I miss you and I
Yeah.
love you.
course.
And
Of course
I
we
am,
do.
nothing about this world is the same without you.
No.
You
It's
know?
not.
And again, like, some of my tears, I'm crying for other people. I'm crying for Savannah, her daughter.
Right.
I'm crying for your sister Kiera and your brother. So the tears and the grief and the emotions. Every time I look at my kids, my two living children, my son and my daughter, and then I look at my grandbaby, I just wonder how they're doing. So I'm wearing, I have to wear that too,
But see, the thing about you is, I hate to say it, is for me, it's hard because I do counseling. So I hear people talk about the holidays, how they miss their loved ones. And some days I want to say, I don't want to fix your problems because I'm going through my own stuff. But I know that that's nothing but God making me face what I'm going through to help me heal.
Right.
But sometimes I don't want to help someone. I don't want to have to answer or fix you because
Right.
I'm trying to fix myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be like you sometimes. I just want to be in this shell like, okay, can I just be weak for a moment? But
Mm-hmm.
I never experienced that, and only for a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like I want to experience that. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah, being present
Yes.
and being in a state of
Yes.
weakness.
Yes.
And yeah, no, I think that is the part where I had to say, Wakila, you are weak right now. There's two things you are going to do. You are going to either go put yourself in a mental hospital and get yourself some help, right? Or you are going to process that weakness. You are going to acknowledge it. Because I think the fact that people be like, I got this and I can do this. And then you got the friends and the family saying, you strong, be strong, don't be weak. I had to come to the realization, no. I am weak.
Right.
And I'm okay with that.
Right.
And I'll get to the other side of this, but on my terms and my time. And I'm not going to rush it, and I'm just not going to rush it. Yes, and there are days when I'm great, and then there's days where, no, I need to just stay in the house and stay in the bed and be still.
Yes.
And be still, very still.
Yes.
Very still.
Yes.
Because you can, if you rush yourself and you don't take care of yourself, you can go into the deepest depression. And that will take you, will send you places you don't want to go. So
Yes.
you have to be gentle with
Yes.
yourself
Yes. You
and
do.
extend yourself grace.
Yes.
And that's for me and for you and for anybody that is listening.
Yes.
In particular women, Black women. We get that. You're strong, be strong.
Yes.
We take care of the kids, take care of
Yes.
the nieces, the nephews, the brothers, and we carry a lot. But the truth of the matter is, it's okay for us to have our moment
Yes.
and not be okay.
Yeah. I remember going to work and forgetting to put my wedding ring on. And I was like panicking. Like a piece of me was not there. And I was like, I have to go back home. I drove literally like 25 minutes back home to get my ring. And it was like a shield for me, like my safety net. And it was like, So whatever helps anyone get through whatever they have to do, utilize that tool.
Absolutely.
Even if someone says, why are you doing that? If it makes you feel better, then you do it.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Let's, with his things, I know. Yes. So, yeah, we're going to get into that.
Okay.
What do we do with their things after they pass?
Do you know I still have my husband's clothes in my closet?
Okay. So you still, okay.
And I remember last year, my son packed it up and put it in a box. I literally yelled at him, like, do not touch. And I know he was coming from a good place, but I'm not ready for it. And I, as I calmed down, I explained it to him. I said, let me get to my destination in my own time.
Absolutely.
Everybody feels like, okay, you need to be here. You need to be here. Okay, I will get there. But some people might take the bus. Some people might take Uber. Some people might take a plane.
Right.
So Janine is taking Uber right now.
Okay.
And it's okay.
And it's okay.
And I'm going to leave his stuff there until when I'm ready to release it.
Okay.
So his things is still there.
So his stuff is still hanging up in the closet.
Hanging
in
up in the
almost 3
closet.
years. Everything is still the same.
The only thing that I did do is I changed my bedroom.
Okay.
I painted my bedroom
Okay.
my favorite color. so it looks a little girly.
Okay.
But as far as my walk-in closet, I still have the love seat that he used to sit in the room. I still have that. It's not in the bedroom
Okay.
because it was a reminder of me that day. Like I remember him, I could still hear him stretching and saying, "I'm getting ready to get up and go to drive Uber."
Wow.
So I could still hear that sound. That's why I was saying like certain sounds and smells,
triggering.
it triggers.
Yes.
So I had that removed and it's downstairs, but I have not given it away. It's still there.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. I know with Amanique, I think the first couple of days when she passed away, my son and my daughter were staying at her apartment, and I had went over there, and my daughter's shoes, before she left to go to Miami, she had placed her shoes at the door, and I had went over there after she passed, and like one shoe was going to the right and one shoe was going to the left.
Right.
And I just,
Broke down.
I went crazy on
Yeah.
everybody in the house,
Yeah.
you know, because I wanted her shoes to be perfect the way that they were when she
When she
walked out
left
the
that
door.
door.
Leave her shoes
Yes.
right there in that
Yes.
same place,
Yes.
you know. I even went as far as I didn't even want to get rid of her apartment. I paid the rent for another 2 months in the apartment just because I needed to be able to go over there and open it
Right.
and just look around and feel like she was, I don't finna walk in. This was a whole lie, something, you know. I just did not want to accept. And I literally was paying my rent and paying a rent for somebody that was not even here anymore. I didn't even pack her stuff. I didn't pack her stuff up. Her sister and her sister's girlfriends had her sister's girlfriends, yeah, they had flew in and packed up everything. I couldn't pack her house up at all.
Yeah.
And we put her stuff in storage in my garage. We stored everything in the garage. I just moved, and the movers had to open up the garage. It was the first time that I wouldn't go down to the garage to get
Wow.
anything. The baby, Savannah, now the baby had bedroom sets, clothes. It was her first baby. She had bows, you name it. You know, when you first have your first daughter,
Yes.
you just do everything. It's your
Everything.
first baby.
Yes.
So, I mean, this baby had everything.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the baby all new stuff because I did not want to go in that garage and see my daughter's stuff boxed up,
Wow.
like boxes and boxes
Yeah.
of my child's clothes and her shoes and things. Like, I left everything in that garage, and I just moved, and they opened up that garage, and it's something. And this is how crazy it is. You would think, like, now is a good time for you to start donating. Now is a good time to start getting rid of some of her stuff. You're moving, everything's already boxed up. I took the boxes. I took the boxes and everything to the next place. I took everything to the next place. Like, I just, getting rid of her stuff was so hard for me. And I, glory to be to the highest God. I just, I think I had a talk with myself, or either my daughter had a talk with me. And I guess she said, Mom, it's about that time. And so I end up calling and donating her stuff to a organization that an organization that takes care of women and children that have been human trafficked.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter had nice stuff. Her, Scarlett Miller, Monique Miller. She had some nice stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there was boxes of stuff where there was just new clothes still in there with tags that she had never wore. And so I just barely did that about 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah, just got rid of her things, and it did. It did help me a lot. I do. It did lift something off of me.
Hmm.
It did that. It did, and so. I say that because I know you still have your husband's things, and I think that's really beautiful. You
Right.
know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I totally could see myself doing just that.
Right.
Um,
But I can relate to what you're saying as far as the apartment because my son drove the vehicle back where he passed away in. I paid 2 months on that vehicle before I finally let it go. I would like literally like sit in that
the
in
car
that
he
van,
died in.
yes, that he died
Oh
in,
my goodness.
and just like I could still smell him. And I'm like, it's funny because I had the rag where he washed his body,
Yeah.
and I would sniff it, and I was like, now if we was married, ain't no way I would be sniffing this rag.
Right.
But it's then as weeks went by, the scent went away,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was so angry because you feel connected, but it's going to go away.
Yeah.
And I feel like his clothes is just the way he left it.
Yeah. And I
I
think
still have his coat downstairs, and it's like summer. I'm like, don't touch it,
don't touch it.
don't touch it. You know, so
Yeah. No, I could
just-
totally relate. And that's we're going to be wrapping up in a little bit.
Okay.
But that's, the whole thing about it when I say take your time.
Yes.
Don't allow people and for, our listeners and viewers, this is someone who had lost her husband going on almost 3 years,
Yes.
and still has his belongings, has not got to that place in her grievance where she's willing to give or is ready to give his things away, and where me, as a mother, I end up giving my daughter's stuff away. It took a while. It took a minute, a year later, and it absolutely lifted something off of me.
Okay.
It did lift something off of me. It was, it was kind of a release, like Kiki, that's my nickname. Nene is gone, that's her nickname, and her things can be, do better somewhere else,
Right.
And so I felt like I was doing something good, and her sister was like, Mom, Amanique would want you to, take her clothes and donate them so that
Yes.
somebody else can have them for job interviews
Yes.
and wear them so that they can
Yes.
feel good about themselves. She has beautiful dresses and
Yes.
you name it. I gave away some gorgeous pieces of her things. So it did help me. It did help me. And, you'll get there one day. And if you don't, you don't.
Don't. Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
Okay, and you don't have to.
Well, now I feel like that there's hope because you said you just did it 2 weeks ago. So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I might be ready in September. Who knows? And if I'm not, then
And you're not.
It's okay.
And I think that's the whole thing from, about, from grace to, from grief to grace, is that this is a safe place where we just sit and we talk and we
Yes.
take our time.
yes.
And, we're not, this is not a place where you got to walk in the door strong.
Right.
This is a place where it's okay to be weak,
Yes.
to deal with your emotions, to
Yes.
tell your story,
Yes.
and have somebody who can relate, because not everybody can relate.
Relate. Yes.
Yeah, but I just want to say I am praying for you, and I
Thank
really,
you.
really thank you for coming and
No, I thank
sharing
you for
everything about your
inviting me
husband.
because me sharing it is helping the healing process.
Thank you.
So, like I said, if I can touch someone, I'm
Yeah.
doing what I'm supposed to
Yeah,
do.
of course. There's all
Yeah.
kind of women that are going to
Yes.
be tuned in, listening,
Yes.
and that are going to be able to relate to the whole clothes thing,
Yes.
and just
Yes.
being married and being with somebody for 17 years, and
Yes.
even it's going to touch. It's absolutely going to touch somebody.
Yes.
But
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.